Thanks everybody for watching this, viewing this channel. Appreciate it. All 299 of you or more, whoever it is there. Anyway, you may know, right? I do some crypto reviews, right? Of course. But you may also not know that I am also an IT guy, human. I also know Commvault as well, a backup software. I know NetApp. I know Dell, VMware. I know cybersecurity. Even though I thought I didn't, like I went on a YouTube. Was it Kevin's, I think, podcast, or I was chatting or something like this. Anyway, or it was another, maybe it was another, or where they were talking, chatting. Anyway, so it turns out I know cybersecurity. I know that. I've been doing it for a while, digging the server, or what do they call it? Using Tenable or Nessus scanner to scan the IAVAs, and then, basic stuff like common one is in a server would be like change administrator X administrator. That's a common one I'm doing, and I didn't even know I did cybersecurity. Who knew? That's just common how it works. Anyway, wanted to tell you about a couple of things, right? Of course, I have a YouTube channel here, right? And I added my Discord link here on the right-hand side here. Look at the channel. I also added my Udemy courses as well. So I have one now. I've had it for a while. Learn backup and restore with Commvault. Get a high-paying job. Now, why do I mention this, right? Why don't you just teach us about help desk or sysadmin? The reason I don't, it's a matter of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a matter of niching down, right? It's a matter of your competition, right? Your competition is very high if you want to get a job. It's not tremendously high, but there is still competition if you want a job, entry level, whatever, right? But if you know entry level, some sysadmin stuff, but you want to even be more niche down or more, you're going to be what is the word? You'll be a big fish in a small pond with Commvault. There's not a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that Commvault backs up a lot of stuff. You don't even know that, right? You don't even know. I could tell you a lot of things, but I won't talk about it. But there's a lot of companies in the Fortune 500 companies who use Commvault. You just don't know it, and then they sell you this product like they sell you whatever, but you don't know that they're actually using Commvault to back it up. You don't know that. That's truth. That's truth. So Commvault is very much so high in demand, and it's not that necessarily it's hard. It's more so that it's tedious. It's more than just setting it up and watching it, right? There's things you have to do. You have to maintain it. You have to storage policies, change storage policies, maybe do something with the client, maybe something with media agent, update it, upgrade it, whatever. There's a lot of day-to-day activities that people don't understand. It's not just back it up and go, right? It doesn't work. It does work that way, but you still need to maintain it, right? And there's companies out there who need work for them in Commvault. Now, obviously, you need the other skill set, and with this, that's why this course is what that's about. I teach a little bit of Oracle, right? I teach you a little bit of Linux, AWS, Amazon, AWS. Yes. I teach you SQL, SQL 2014, like how to set it up and whatever. Of course, I teach you Active Directory. And I teach you a little bit of Oracle, VirtualBox. You don't really need that, but it helps, right? And there's some VMware in there as well, I believe. Anyway, what else do I? Yeah, VMware 6.7, Oracle 12c, Windows Server, of course, 2012, or I think we're 2021, whatever it is. Ubuntu, AWS, OpenFiler. I wouldn't use OpenFiler anymore, so it's in the course because I think it's not being serviced now. I think I went to the website a couple of days ago, OpenFiler, and it was not maintained, if you will. Anyway, and then of course the high-paying job, right, comes in when you know Commvault. Anyway, So back to my channel here. So Udemy, right? That I already covered that. Now Discord. The Discord channel, here it is right here. Discord channel. I go and I just, these are just links, right? That I post and I find for jobs with Convol. Convol related stuff. I just, Indeed or clearance jobs or dice.com or whatever. And then I have promote yourself, you can promote your product or whatever you do. Then if you like, if you have Convol videos yourself or there's a Convol video that is awesome, then you put it here. And then general discussions, talk about whatever. Okay, on to the meetup, right? I have 2 meetups, right? I have a meetup, St. Louis Web Technology meetup. It's an online. Right? First one is going to be in January this year, so like in weeks or something. And then that's online. Right? Go here and limited spots, by the way. I also have a Commvault meetup, right? So we just talk about Commvault. That's all we're doing, talking about Commvault, answer questions, whatever, right? First one is January as well, in a couple weeks from now. And anyway, so on to the other thing I was talking about here was looking at jobs. That's what we're talking about now. Okay, just like you, right? I look for jobs out there because I'm curious. I'm more curious. Do I have enough skills? Do I need to learn more? What's out there, right? Because I always want to get better, right? So I'm just curious about the whole software engineering thing, right? And I'm curious about the money that you earn. So this is software engineer. Of course, I don't have the skills yet for this, right? Or what they're looking for, 10 years software development. But I just like I like looking at this. So that's interesting to me. And another one is, Commvault related, right? Senior infrastructure backup and archive, Blue Cross, Carolina, 58 to 73 an hour, pretty good money. And I just go over. Right now, I'm just looking. What is more so for me, right? More so for me is like my peers in the Commvault industry. What don't I know, right? Look at this and say, okay, I need to know this, I need to know that, I need to know what don't I know, so that I can be competitive, right? You never know. And of course, I'm looking at other, just browsing, more so for the Discord, but also for me as well, because I need to right? Keep more up to date of stuff I know. Yeah, I could tell you right away. This is interesting thing. NetApp, of course. I also know NetApp as well, but it goes hand in hand. Residency, NetApp residency. So this would be someone who works for NetApp, right? But they work for like a third party, and they go out and do upgrades on now these cluster mode or 7 mode. 6-month residency. Yeah, they have to know a little bit about coding, Python, all this stuff. They, obviously they want to know more. They want you to know more. The other one is NetApp, same one, OCI consultant, kind of the same thing. Windows applications support. This is in Chicago area, I think. And just curious about what, because I always want to know. Like sometimes when I look Windows application, what does that mean, right? And so I look, okay, they want to know basic software, bits of knowledge or whatever they need you to know, right? And storage admin, that's a pretty big range if right? I'm just telling you, it's a big range. That's the company, pretty big range. That's like $70,000 range. That's pretty big. So that's anyway, it's nice just to look at what they have here. And juniors, C++ developer, that's a nice just to get the foot in the door. Look at this right here, right? Now, junior C++, what does that mean? It probably means like 2 years of experience or less, right? And you have to know C++, you have to know Red Hat. 0 to 2, right? 0 to 2. 0 to 2 means somebody graduated in December of this past year, last month. And they just have to know this stuff here, and they can earn, what is it, 84 to 107? Okay, on to like the clearance jobs and all this stuff. Let's look at one that's in. Let's look at one that's in Bahrain, right? The one in Bahrain. So a little bit of difference, right? With the clearance jobs or jobs overseas, if you will, right? So if you can imagine in the stateside, you have 100 people, right? And you're going to have a lot of competition for that 100 people. Right? However, overseas is different, right? Because overseas, like this one's in Bahrain, right? They pay less. They pay a little less, actually. They pay a little less, and they also expect you to do more. So look at the title here, IT specialist. And, of course they need this or whatever, but let's look at what primary, right? So primary, okay, that's primary 80. So 80 exchange, that's some sysadmin stuff, right? Obviously, that's a little bit of a email server there. This is help desk, a little bit of help desk there. Again, this is sysadmin stuff. Maintain, of course, perform document. You got to document stuff like that. Oh, here we go. The STIG checks, right? So the STIG is like that's the IAVA stuff. That's the cybersecurity stuff I was mentioning earlier. So definitely you got to do that. Look. So what you have here, you have the help desk role, you have the system administrator role, you have a backup role as well, all in one. Look at that, all in one. That's how they do it. Remedy, right? That's for tickets. You're a tech writer, if you will. So you write reports, maybe you write documents, whatever. Oh, look at this. You're a system engineer too, right? So a system engineer, typically what they do is they're higher than the sysadmin, sysadmin. What they do is they go out and talk to vendors gonna do like a tech refresh. They're gonna change their servers out. Maybe they have Dell, Hive, or whatever, or HP or whatever they're going with. So a system engineer would be the one that would interact with the vendor, whoever the vendor is, and they would work with that and say, okay, we need this. Even networking equipment too, right? A lot of times, networking and storage and servers. Not typically networking because they have like a network person for that, but usually it's storage. Well, then of course you work outages, right? You're on call and all that stuff, right? So of course you need the Security Plus CE. That's what this falls under, the 8570. That's a CompTIA Security Plus, right? Obviously, here we go. Look at this. VMware, you need that. You need patching experience, so that's like SCCM, WSUS, whatever. This is STIG, so that's that's IAVA cybersecurity. Mobile devices, so that maybe support Android and iPhone. Commvault, of course, that's the heavy one they're looking for, and then some Azure. Most likely, what they're doing is they're backing up to the cloud, so they're probably back using Commvault to back. Typically, that's what they do. Look at this high school GED. That's all they need, right? So you out there who you know in the States, you might need a bachelor's degree, right, of whatever, right, with 5 years of experience. The overseas are like, no, you're good. You know these skill sets. Come on, we'll hire you. Yeah, and that's why I say it's less competition. A lot of people don't, because they don't want to be overworked, right? Because maybe they're like, oh, I just wanted this job or whatever, and we'll do this other stuff. And then B, they don't know what it's like to live over there. Maybe even C, it's money's low. Let me show you a bit about this, right? And okay, so clearancejobs.com. All I did was go to public trust. So I did clearance, public trust, confidential, not a secret, different. So it's like someone who, I don't know, public trust and confidential. So it's not a clearance. They don't do like a 10-year background check or whatever. They do a little bit of background check. It's 10 years, of course, right? But they don't do it as in depth as secret one, as it were. Anyway, so usually, like a lot of mechanics have these type of clearances, public trust or confidential. A lot of your airport screeners have these type of clearances. A lot of your people that work, the security guards, they work in like a federal building, or they work in they're a security guard for a company, let's say. They usually have or both. Well, either one of these two. Okay, so the countries I just highlighted: Bahrain, Japan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, UAE, UK, Qatar, Marshall Islands, Belgium, and Germany. So out of these, with just these two clearances, right, got heavy equipment mechanic, right? So those of you out there who are working at a mechanic, right, and you're ASE certified, let's say, and you don't really want to make more money than you make now. Maybe you work at a dealership and they only pay you work, so maybe you work like the job, whatever the job is, costs for 4 hours, right? So they pay you only for that 4 hours. So you're there 8 hours, right? You're only getting paid for 4, maybe because the job should only take 4. Well, this is a good one here because this is salary pay or hourly pay, and you work overseas, and it's a pretty good deal, especially mechanic. So let's look down, right? 77 jobs. You have mechanic, heavy wheel mechanic, mechanic. And if you worked on a car, if you worked on a car, truck, then you can work on this stuff. So have a let's actually click on it, right? So a mechanic technician, right? Let's see here. Doesn't really go over what it is, I guess. Well, that's the company. I don't care. Not that I don't care about the company. I care about that. I want to see the job itself, right? It doesn't have. Look at this one. Show it? Yeah. It does have the post here. Okay, here we go. Okay. First temporary visa, temporary role, yeah. Okay. So research plans. So you're probably working on Humvees, you're working on generators, you're not working on and that type of stuff. Not working on that. And yeah, you just basically look at like what they call a Chilton's manual. You might also work on tractors, like forklifts, right? Or these big earth movers or anything that does that type of stuff. Construction equipment, work on that. Hydraulic, pneumatic, ventilator systems. You might work on all that stuff, right? You do basic routine test stuff you do now already, where your job is, right? And it says 3 years of experience. Of course, probably doesn't say ASE. Look, high school, okay, and ASE certified. It doesn't say that, but you probably need it. Yeah, preferred, but you could anyway. Going on, right? So scroll down, supply clerk. If you work at like Walmart or something, I'm sure you can do this job basically, right? Scrolling down. If you're in IT, I'm looking for an IT related job. Yeah, HVAC. Here's the one for the aircraft. Here we go. SATCOM. Here we go. Look at SATCOM. So the SATCOM job is. So this is PAE, right? They're pretty big PAE system, PA architect, whatever. SATCOM. So SATCOM is like if you worked for DirecTV, you installed satellite dishes, not dishes, but antennas outside of people's houses or whatever for DirecTV or whoever. This is a skill. This is a job for you, right? Basically, this is what you can get. Looks like satellite, big words, right? But essentially, they're all the same because all the dishes out there, the DirecTV and all those dishes, right? They all have to point antenna in the sky, or a satellite, if you will, in the sky, and then it beams down to the other end, which is the hub site. And just brush up on a couple things like this if you want, like what a LNA is, HPA. I can tell you what it is, right? So an HPA is like, let's see. Well, let's go low noise, right? So no low noise amplifiers, like imagine you're yelling, right? Hi, right? Whatever. And you're trying to, I say the word like 1 5 sticks, or whatever. I'm yelling something, and you're trying to figure out like, what did he say? So low noise amplifier means that little word or whatever in what I said you'll amplify it. You'll increase the volume. You'll increase it, right? Okay, I know what they're saying. That's kind of like that, right? But it's more of like a satellite, right? So you have this. What you have is this signal coming down from space, right? And maybe it's garbled or something. You're just trying to find and amplify that low energy, that low that low signal that you're trying to amplify. HPA, high powered amplifier. I'm sending it out to. That takes a lot of power to get to space, right? Low noise block, waveguide. Yeah, waveguides are like have you ever seen on a tower? If you drive wherever you're at, look at a microwave tower, right? On the right hand side or on the left hand side, whatever, you're gonna see like these black lines coming down or black pipes or whatever. That's a waveguide. That is. Yeah, here we go. So shall no operate satellite modems, redundant switches, cables. You don't see switches. HF, IF, fire antenna control units. Yeah, this is definitely a satellite. Heating, ventilation, AC. Yeah, because UPS, right? The reason being, you have to know a little bit about it because what happens is, just give you some context, right? Some of these satellite or antenna fields, basically, right, run on run on commercial power, but they have battery generated backup, so they like diesel backup essentially. Forget the name of the company that does that. You have to be able to like understand. Okay, what is that word called? It's moisture. You have to ascertain in the building, right? If they have, I forget now. It's some moisture modular. That's one. The other one is there's like a switch that turns it from commercial power to generator power. You have to, and you have to baseball switch. I don't know if it's called. Anyway, you have to maintain it. You have to figure out how it works. So you have to know some things about HVAC and working it. Yeah, SAR, GAR. So satellite access request. Something I forget. That's it. Yeah, that, and then this is probably more. You probably working for DirecTV or whatever. You probably don't do. You probably don't even deal with this stuff. Probably most likely. Probably only know a little bit of this. I doubt you deal with like. Highly doubt that. But you could go in and you can, figure it out, right? And you could kind of learn it. Maybe job, at least apply. So there you go. There you go. So anyway, these are just some jobs. And again, if you want to jump on and you learn more about whatever it is, you want to get a job in tech or whatever, go to my Udemy course. I have more than just this, right? Commvault, get a job in tech. I mean, just go to Udemy in general, right? Not only my course, but in general in Udemy, there's lots of courses out there. Learn about tech and all that stuff. Or maybe you're in tech and you want to get a better job. So Commvault's the way. Commvault's the way because it's down and it's something to get at. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next one.